What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. Amazon Kindle Create Space. The Obamacare repeal. Like I said this before in comments, I've mentioned it a little bit in other videos. Can they repeal Obamacare? Yeah, yeah, they got the numbers to do it. Will they probably do it? I think they could. I think they probably will. Is it? Is it? Do I? What I really think is either they're gonna repeal it and get rid of it completely. They keep saying they're gonna put something else in its place. To me, that sounds like they're gonna repeal it, put one small thing in, and rename it. Because Obamacare sounds too black, even though the name is really the Affordable Care Act. You know what I'm saying? But it's known as Obamacare, so it's just the racism of America and American politics that just just can't let that's too black of a name. It's an African name too for to help the country. Can't do it. Just can't do it. The psyche of American racism just can't handle it. But the irony of this is because they say they have to replace it with something. If they can't, because even if they try to rename it, people are gonna still call it Obamacare. So that's why I said it's kind of funny. It's ridiculous because if you call it Pence Care, and you can't say it's really a Republican thing because that's really Romney Care. So it's the name that bothers them. But on top of that, okay, who needs the most health insurance right now? There are going to be a lot of Republicans who realize that they voted against their own best interests if they just repeal it. And like I said before, there are a lot of people who have, diabetes, who've been smokers for years, who've been drinking liquor for years, have psoriasis of the liver, just people with conditions because sometimes it's old age, but sometimes just eating bad, and they can't process things anymore. They got their livers failed, their kidneys are failing, and they got Obamacare because of that to help them, with their preventative care and their medications. So you repeal this, that's your ass. If they actually repeal it, next couple years, if they never put anything in its place, there's gonna be a lot of people dropping like flies because of the debts, because of the stress, because America is not a family orientated nation anymore. It's not a family unit. It's a free fall where everybody's on your own, and you got who the most vulnerable is usually the elderly. You know, your grandparents, you don't stop by anymore. You don't see your parents anymore. You don't take care of your grandparents or your great grandparents. You just let them be old and rot, without any kind of love and attention. So when they get sick, nobody's there a lot of times, unless it's other older family members who probably can't move as fast. So this is gonna be a problem, you know. And which the irony of that is, it's moving. I want to say the exporting and importing back chicken from China just doesn't sound like a good idea if you're growing the shit here, but you ship it to China to ship it back. I'm gonna stop eating chicken. I'm gonna just be honest with you. That doesn't make sense. I'm not gonna, that's like China shipping cows to America and America packaging them and then shipping them back to China. It's like, Something ain't don't just you know. If I'm in Texas and I ship my Texas chicken to Beijing and I fly it back and give it to people in Texas, just saying. So I'm sure, the food's already fucking people up now, but with stuff like that happening, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. I spoke about the drug epidemic with, that might be part of the reason for all this legalization of marijuana, because people going to need to get high to relax. They're going to need some fucking weed for this shit. Plus, the job market ain't what it used to be, so people have been living above their means as a part of American culture. So just the psychological crunch of that, people are gonna kind of wither away. Not to mention the fake war on drugs, because while you legalize weed and ignore meth and heroin and attack cocaine, you leave America's pretty much predominantly Caucasian drug addict population free to just OD. You don't want them to go to jail. You want them to get treatment. But they won't be able to afford these facilities. I'm just saying. And with the drug heroin in particular, what is a lot of times taken intravenously. Well, what I mean by that is with needles. That was part of the explosion of HIV. People forget it was unprotected sex, but very much so drug use. So don't be surprised. You repeal Obamacare, people are gonna have a lot of different problems, because if you take it away, people who may have cancer or have had cancer, or people who have lupus and shit like MS. We already been down this road where these insurance companies are not gonna cover. Excuse me. So, what do you think is gonna happen to them now? Some people might be in remission, and they might need some more chemo, and y'all just gonna say fuck them because you don't like the name Obamacare. Okay, this is one of those things that in that racist psyche. It doesn't bother people like myself. It's just like, and it's not just for all, because there's a like fitness movement, and they might even, that fitness movement, and I'm into fitness. Don't get it twisted. I work out all the time, but I'm not into the supplements. Not because some of those things work, but depending on the person, some of that stuff is taxing on the liver. So you can be jacked, but on your external could be nice, but your internal could be fucked up. I'm just being honest, because some people do it, learn how to cycle on and cycle off, and other people just overdo it because they're trying to get massive gains without thinking about the long-term effects. All you gotta do is work harder, you'll get there, but that's a whole nother story. But for the people who are not into fitness, it's just gonna get progressively worse. And it's already an obese nation, so obesity and disease go hand in hand. Every time you go to the doctor, what they're gonna tell you to do: eat better and exercise. And eating right and exercise is not the American way. So all the people who want to vote against it and repeal it, have at it, Hoss, because it's going to hit your home directly in some shape, form, or fashion. And then it's not going to be such a good idea, and it's going to be too late. So that's my thoughts about it. Peace.